Alright, it's Friday night, let's go. It's basically tabletop painting more white scars, and that's all I named the stream because I couldn't think of anything clever for this one because I'm just painting more white scars, assault intercessors. And they were going to be painting this leg and chest and maybe more if we get to that. And yeah, that's what we're doing. For reference, this was airbrush with StenoRes white primer and then Army Painter matte white as a base coat. And also I messed with my camera settings a bunch, hoping that this works out a little bit better for it. Well, the camera not stroking out from just sheer whiteness. Which was a problem. So that's what we're gonna be getting to. Might mess with the focus a little bit to try to the sharpness on what I want. That seems about right. All right, I'm gonna focus on probably the Aquila first. I'm thinking it's gonna be some corn red. These corn reds dried up a fair bit. Might not be able to make this work. Might have to get some new corn red. One can hope. Actually, no, this is kind of working. Maybe if I shove some flow improver in there. I also changed up my lights a little bit, so like my color judgment's gonna be a little wonky. I was just thinking, man, this looks a bit darker than I remember, but also my lights are weird. My lights are white, and they're kind of weird. Yeah, there's still some flow improver here. That's almost gone too. My general strategy is paint everything before the white, in actuality. Because painting, like fixing stuff on the white after is a nightmare. I did that once, and I learned my lesson. Like, this is nightmarish. Like, horrific. I might have used nightmare as a descriptor twice. Honestly, I blame that Critical Role because I was just watching I was just watching, actually I don't know which week it was from. A couple weeks ago on the new campaign, I kept talking about the Nightmare King. So I have the word nightmare stuck in my head. Man, if I didn't have such little amount of red to put on this, I probably would just get more, like, fresh paint, but... really don't have a lot left. Yeah, I know I'm getting quite a bit of red on the armor around. That's fine. There's gonna be oh wow, gonna be a couple cleanup steps involved here. I'm not massively worried about it. I'm trying not to make an extra mess, but... Ooh. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Alright, anyway. That's it for the red. Corner head is done. Gonna put a little bit of Agrax Earthshade on this to darken the pits just a little bit. Brush is being a bit weird. Alright. Agrax Earthshade. Gonna put a little bit like this, and then I'm gonna rinse off my brush and come in with a wet brush and spread it around a little bit. Which is gonna take a bit longer to dry, but I really wanted it to be settle. Use a little bit more pigment in there. There we go. It's so wet it flows right to the deepest parts. There's not a lot of it necessarily. That's gonna take a good minute to dry. In the meantime, we're gonna switch over to, I'm thinking the black of the soft seals. So that can go through 2 steps before I hit a shader. To be fair, the brown leather as well, but you know, and I said black. That's what we're doing. Starting to get a little short on palette space here, which, by the way, the palette could use a refresh. Get good and moist. Moist. Oh, all the rest I need to get a much more fine brush tip for that. And how did it take me so long to just pick the trance and techno subgenre in Epidemic Sounds? Speaking of music, I know in last stream, for anyone there or anyone that watched the VOD and is now watching this, I was talking about maybe looking into the streaming rules right now and figuring out if I can play like normal music. The answer seems to be no, not really. So, sticking with weird free stuff like this. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, thanks for the follow, Sorian Buckle. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing tonight? I need Dawnstone. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Maybe some casual hobbying. Nothing else. Good to hang out. I feel like I need to shake this more. You're sloshing. Yeah, there we go. I think my favorite part of this beat is just the whispering of a woman way in the background. Bass. Yeah, nice. I said at the same time as sorry as the track ended. That was pretty funny. Right. That's deep in there. Look at this. Gotta figure out where the bridges are here. Not worrying about the edges of the actual colors too much, as all this is gonna get null oiled and it'll soften out the roughness a little bit on its own. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know why it took me so long to just hit trance and techno. When I'm feeling like trance and techno stuff, like casually, like on my own time, yeah, stuff I listen to sounds like this. This is like hard step dancing music right here. I need to learn how to actually do that at some point. Just flail around right now. I mean, stomping happens, but I wouldn't call it dancing. Although a couple months at a club, one guy was like, "Nah, you got some crazy moves, man. How much you drink?" I'm like, "All of it." The answer is yes. I party hard. It's true. Well, I party hard in regards to drinking. I drink. When it comes to partying, I drink a lot anyway. I actually don't drink that much casually. Anyway. Alright. So that's the black. No oil on that. He's a size 2. Take this Nuln oil that got some thinner in it because the airbrushing stuff happened, and now it's kind of weird. Let's say the Nuln oil spreads very nicely now. That's real. Getting a smaller brush to get in there. Also, it might take me, I say might because last stream on a head's neck seal it didn't, but might take 2 coats to make this happen. Am I mixing down? Yeah. Where's my size 1? There it is. When you hit the point you have so many brushes, you don't immediately find the one you're looking for. Like, almost ever. It's a bit of a problem. You know, like, you've got some people that like that with dice. They just collect tons and tons of dice. I'm like that with paintbrushes. I have too many paintbrushes. Probably have nearly 30 paintbrushes, and I could probably do with some more. Bit of a problem. To be fair, I think actually the side there might actually be dark enough. Pull that out of there. Alright. Let all that dry. Let's check in on the Aquila. Whoop! I don't know what that was. Dropped my brush, but at the same time it flew into the air. I don't know. Aquila is dry. Yet. Ooh. Next it. Wild Rider Red. Next up. Where is the focus distance here? About there. Gotcha. That was the intro. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a little bit of dystopian. Ooh, I like this. Yeah. Oh wait, I know this track, or at least where this track is based on. Man, this thing's old. Bum bum bum. If tell who this is by. Oh, there's like 250 tracks in this thing. Yeah, I got no idea. Anyway, yeah, this is more like hard step dance music. This is hilarious. Oh hey Tone. Welcome back to the madness. I finally found I think a fix to my music problems. Which was just as simple as just picking trance and techno in the Epidemic Sound genre menu, and every single track that's come up so far in 20 minutes has just been slapping. At least by my standards, anyway. I actually like this kind of music. I like the kind of dance that goes with this music, like hardstep. All about hardstep. How you doing, Tone? Also, double checking. Because I vaguely remember that power paint thing. Yeah, right. Um, you're also Kekets on the in the Discord, right? Because I'm pretty sure it was you that mentioned the magenta, and then that Kekets asking me about magenta. Oh, okay, yeah, good, good. I'm not crazy. um, yeah, no, that guy's eyes, amazing. I've been trying to get eyes like that for years on the rare bear head that I make look nuts. Um, Now I've got an idea, and I'm pretty sure I can already right now do that with green. I think I figured out the science of it. Because I got some fluorescent green. Bridges fluorescent green. Hey, Gosu! Um, I'm assuming that translates to fluorescent green. I don't know. It's all Spanish. But anyway, I don't remember how I ended up with this. I think I just... Oh, no, this was off someone's shelf. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty bright green, though. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. I'm kind of thinking that. Well, okay, it's a couple things. The fluorescence a big part of it. Then you got the fact that you got the black. Nah, that's fine. I can tell what you're saying. Then it's the darkness around the brightness of the eye, like inside the eye cavity is dark, while you have the flesh tones outside it, right? But it's not like black necessarily. It's like dark in that color, um, which is important. And then you have how much it leads over to white, you know. That all together, I've seen other ones take that to the next step. Um, where I've seen some crazy glow effects that use negative space as the thing to make the glow fit. It's instead of glow with white and blue, let's say, it would actually use black and blue, and they would have the black accent the deep parts, so to make the blue look like a really hyper glow, even though it wasn't that bright. I saw this it was on a Terminator Chaplain's head. Maybe it was a Terminator Psyker, Terminator Librarian's head. One of the two. I vaguely remember it's Skull Lake, so maybe it was a chaplain. And it really, like, hit me, like, how that could work. And I was like, that is just one of the coolest things I've probably ever seen. I wonder if I could find that again, because I just saw that on Google, and like, a few years ago. If I had a second guy, like, no, not really. There wasn't really any weight in that. Man, now I want to see if I can pick it up. I was saying that if I had a second dude, like, working the back end, I'd be like, dude, try to look this up. Space Marine glowing head. Let's just look in images real quick. Let's see if I can find. Well, there's some guys using LED lights. I mean, that's kind of cheating, but you know. Man, I don't even know if I could find it again. Maybe Glow Chaplain. Oh, I want to find it. It was so, like, straight. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is effectively... Okay, it has a little bit of weight, but not nearly as much as you think. I don't know if this is exactly the one I was thinking. But, hold on, I'll get on screen in a second. I'm just finding the best version of the picture here. In any event, this is, like, effectively what I was thinking of, so... Hold on, let me... An image in new tab. And then... Where's my window capture? Properties. Yeah, right, because you gotta drill up inside the thing, and then... wire it up, and yeah, it's a nightmare. I saw a guy that did here we go. Yeah, I gotta fix the... I haven't gotten around to fixing the cropping on this screen, but anyway. Yeah, you see that skull? Yeah, it's got a little bit of weight, but what really brings it out is the negatives. You know what I mean? Like, it's the negative space being darkened. Yeah, right? But that's the theory of it, right? It's like I say a lot when it comes to technique, it's like contrast. Like, really figuring out your contrast and balancing your contrast is one of the big formulas in making 3D objects, particularly miniatures, stand out. Nah, Justin, I gotta get back to Plasma's White Scars Commission, man. I still got way too many of those. 5 through 8, 11. 3 character. I still got 14. Put in. Oh yeah, put in Discord. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll pop that in. Probably just like the painting thing. I would say anyone not in Discord, get in the Discord. But I think everyone in the chat right now is in the Discord, so that's fine. But yeah, I'll paste that in 40k painting. Low with negative spaces example. That way it's tagged and people don't think it's my stuff. I mean, they might anyway, but whatever. Okay, back to what I was doing. When you guys did spend 24 hours talking about dwarves, maybe me and my channel. Listen, the Votan are like set to be broken, okay? I don't care. I don't like it. I mean, I like their stuff. I don't like that they're the only ones that have it. It's too close to Space Marines, man. I'm telling you, that better be a test bed for 9.5 Space Marines, and I don't want us to go straight to 10th edition Space Marines, because that would be garbage. Because the first play my Tyranids first. No, I keep hearing really bad things about Rings of Power, so I just don't wanna. I just don't wanna. Plus, I don't watch shows very often anyway. I'm usually watching YouTube while painting. Usually stuff like, honestly, I've been binging the crap out of Critical Role lately, but I watch all kinds of stuff, but not really shows very much. Anyway, play your Tyranids first. Justin, are you saying because your Tyranids are really good or because they're really bad? Because I know Tyranids are strong right now. But at the same time, I placed higher than you in the tournament. I didn't face you, but I got more points. So, what happened there? Because you quit. Yeah, that sounds like you. No, it's all good, man. I mean... Well, you know what? Then I don't know what to tell you, man. You quit. That's on you. That was your choice. I came in with, like, statistically speaking, the weakest faction there, and I came in third, so take it, you know. 24-hour live stream match. Are you saying you want a match that lasts 24 hours and we stream it? Like, how many points of Raven Guard do I have to bring for that? Like, I'll bring all of my Raven Guard. You're gonna need a few more tables because I think I have, like, actually I can tell you almost exactly how many points of Raven Guard I have. Let's see. Oh wait. Oh no, it's on my phone. I have to mess up the camera. You know what? Give me 14,000 points. Yeah, it's actually around about. Hold on, I'm gonna mess up the paint cam for a minute while I pull up my my total owned list on Battlescribe. Actually, be total built. Which I think everything I own is about 14k points. Oh no, I'm nowhere near. Never mind. Wait, why did I think it was so much higher? Oh, I don't think I've added everything to it. Okay, what I have listed is like 8,500 points. What I've built is 6,250-ish. But I don't think I've added new stuff to everything I own. I think I've gone a few things and not added it. Oh, well, you're at... Okay, I see what you mean by soup knits. You mean like all the nittiness. The full hive mind, yeah. Is that including the 3 Baneblades? I do eventually want to face the at least a Baneblade. Yeah, it's including the Baneblades. Dude, he's got in his shop 3 reasonably converted Genestealer Baneblades are on display at all times. They're pretty awesome, actually. Yo, if you have a picture of those, Justin, you wanna send them to me, I'll put them on screen. I'll showcase them. You don't... How do you not? Take pictures of everything, man. You know this. You've done marketing. You do marketing. I mean, I know I'm not very photogenic, so I can only blame myself for my bad pictures from the tournament, but you know, still, they're in your army. All right, yes, this is coming out a complete friggin' mess, but like I said earlier, there'll be a cleanup step before I start doing the white. But yeah, Tone, one day I want to try doing that negative scheme. Oh yeah, Angels of Death was awesome. I was watching that as it came out. That was like the only thing that had me really going on Warhammer Plus for like the little while I had it was that. Dude, that captain, absolute Chad. Like, best character was, as usual, the mortal surrounded by Space Marines. Although that Dreadnought scene, chef's kiss on that. Like, very good. So you thought Techmir, but Techmir is pretty good. Techmir was pretty good. What am I looking for? Brown. I need some Mornfang. Mornfang Brown. Techmarine was pretty good. I didn't like the Techmarine. What's funny is because most tech marines are red. That tech marine, you know, you could theorize that guy sticking that guy into any chapter. You wanted to remake that guy as a model. I've seen some models that are pretty close to that guy, like an actual, like they look like him. They don't look like derpy for firstborn tech marines. That reminds me, I still gotta get around to making that doing that third-party tech marine. Also, the third-party Terminator librarian. And what was the last guy? Was it like a hammer chaplain? Not chaplain. Captain? Hammer captain? I don't remember what the other guy was. I think it was a captain. Anyway, I got, as part of a giveaway, I got given by, I swear I can English. Some third-party sculpts by... No, I can't remember his name now. He's actually like semi-local. He's in like Massachusetts. Vo Wargaming. I don't know. I think he said like a friend of his did the sculpt, and I don't remember their name, but Vo Wargaming was the one that was doing the giveaway. Ironically, and you might actually know this guy, Justin. How to make a 5-man squad Blood Ravens with Death Watch pad. Do it up. I got some Death Watch guys in my army. The Death Watch veterans. But yeah, Justin, you might actually know Vo, because he's not super far away from us. Because that's like his actual name. What's funny is that we actually met each other through the Almost Pro Gaming Discord. And then after a while realized, oh wait, we like live close enough we could theoretically play a game against each other. Fair enough. Neither do I. Mine's mostly lack of car. Trust me, I'd definitely get out more if I could. Man, I miss partying. I live down the street from my house and I still don't go out to play. Which Matt? Oh, wait, yeah, no. Right, you're talking Barry, right? Yeah, the one that I okay. Wait, so wait, you don't even live that far from me then. Either. Like you could be playing, you could any day off of yours you wanted, you could have a match with me. Yeah, you live in Cranston, I'm in Coventry. I'm like, you know, only a few miles away from you. I'm on the eastern, yeah, the eastern side of Coventry, right up alongside the Warwick line. It's not even 20 minutes. Meet at Matt's place. That's it's like 15 minutes. You drive more than that to get to work every day. Where did I put my fresh black? Oh, it's up here. Then go all the way on over on the belt. Takes me 15 minutes to get out of my driveway. Jeez, man. I hope you don't live in a place that has snow. I've known a few people with that situation. That's bad. Like, I have a driveway long enough for 3 cars to fit in, and that's annoying to shovel. I've known people with driveways that are like legitimately multiple minutes of driving long before they get to a road. And it's like, yeah, if you don't own like a riding snowblower or a plow truck, you just, once it snows, you just don't leave the house. You are stuck. I still need to think of how to top last 24-hour charity. Oh yeah, it's that time again. You gonna be sending me another start collecting box to paint up or what? Probably have to mail it this time. Yeah, white scars. No. Listen, you can send me Space Marines, but you won't get white scars back. I'll paint them iron hands just to be the exact opposite. Or, and I say that not Imperial Fists, because Imperial Fists are yellow. My parents live down a dirt road. They had a river flood right next to the road in the winter, and it flooded and froze and formed like 5 feet of solid ice. Was insane and couldn't leave for like 2 weeks. Jeez, yeah, no, we have people like that here. Out in the western half of my town. My town on the east side is like full on like American suburbia, and then the west side is like the sticks. I mean, like, you got woods, rednecks, and little farms. And, like, actually people with, like, half broken down trucks and crossbows. Like, it's, like, nuts. I have a front wheel drive van live up a 52-meter hill. Yeah, I know that pain. My truck, when I had it, was, oh no, mine was rear wheel, which was, like, garbage. It was even worse. Yeah, it's basically like Pennsylvania, but in a single town. That's kind of funny. How's it go in the rain? Oh, his van, I can only imagine. Probably not very well. I need rock art flesh. I need flesh. I have a lead foot. I spun the tires a few times. Yeah. You know, that does not surprise me. I'm going to need a new sheet pretty soon. But fortunately, my palette is pretty moist. I have to do that every time Justin's in here. Moist. I still haven't fixed that GIF. Like, it's still kind of crappy. Like, it exists. It's just not very good. It didn't come out as I planned. I haven't had time to go back and redo it. How often do I rehydrate the sponge? Depends on how long it stays open. If I'm painting, like, you know, full time, maybe every other day to every day. If it's off and on, could go a few days. I mean, basically until I don't see water on the bottom, which actually I don't think got all the way to the top. Let's see. If I spread the water out, yeah, no, it does actually cover it. Basically, as soon as I can see dry plastic underneath, like, it definitely needs, like, some rehydration, because after that it starts becoming superfluous. I get some scratchiness on here for leather usage. I'm not in camera as I'm doing this. You know, it's not really working, it's just highlighting it stronger, but okay. And the highlight's a little strong, but yeah. Yeah, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. I'll do it wet instead of dry. Wet effects. I didn't intend on doing that, but it was pretty funny. Just don't go on quite as well as dry. Like, you don't come out looking as good, but when you gotta, I can get just like a one, like that, little one bristle one. It's pretty good, but besides that, yeah, it's gonna need a hefty coat of skeletal horde to fix this. We can do it. I will say, just after the tournament, I am a lot more optimistic about the Raven Guard in regard to everyone at the shop specifically. I still don't think I'd go to a GT with them, but I don't strip a start again. Yeah, right. Or a pouch. I take this whole thing, just dip it in isopropyl at 99%, give it, you know, 10 minutes, and just start clean. Because I messed up the dry effect. I'm gonna get a better brush for this. Sometimes I think it's a problem I've gotten comfortable to the point I can throw my brush and it'll slide into my rather full brush bin. I paint that much. Like, sometimes I paint so much, I forget sometimes the main thing I do is paint and that I'm primarily an artist. Sometimes I forget that. And then I realize, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, I paint all the time? What? Like, it's weird. It's still, like, a relatively new part of my identity, the fact that I'm primarily an artist. Artistic, sure, but, like, capital A artist, that's new. If you had asked me like 6 years ago, hey, think you're good with a paintbrush? I'd be like, I have never held a paintbrush in my life before. No, probably not, because I don't draw good. Boy, was I wrong. Which, by the way, I think anyone should be able to take that and be like, you can become good at painting. Like, I swear, most of it's just study. Like, you just actually learn art, like techniques and nomenclature and theory, like color theory. Also, my acrylic is coming out very weird. I don't know if the wash went weird or very spotty. Maybe just more red ink. Maybe I highlighted again. I don't know. I think it was probably more the highlight. Highlight went weird. Yeah, watch I always forget his name. This guy that makes great painting tutorials in like under 5 minutes. Like, that's his gimmick. Like, here's OSL in under 5 minutes. Watch that guy. You learn advanced techniques, but like also the theory behind them. Miniac is also good for that. Especially like non-metallic metal and what was the other one? I thought I did really well on. I mean, he's got a great airbrush intro tutorial. That's good as well. There was a painting technique. Oh, it was. That didn't. Son of a. I might be thinking of Squidmar, to be honest. Wait. No, I'm not. I was watching Squidmar the other day about freehand. No, Squidmar is good too. Squidmar is definitely good too. I'll look him up in a second. I want to redo these highlights and then get another coat of red ink on this. By the way, if you don't use inks already, get some inks. Like, you wouldn't believe. You would not believe. I need some day to get a second guy that just like is like on hand for not only the technical support stuff, but also like, hey, look this up. Who is this? Like, be my backup guy. I suppose I don't need that, but it'd be cool to have that. I like having underlings. Not gonna lie. But only like 1 or 2. Let's see. YouTube. OSL in under 5 minutes. That's why I never remember his name. Jeez. Zumakito Miniatures. Yeah, that guy. Ugh. What a name. Well, it's unmistakable when you see it, but you'll never remember it. Oh well. Decisions have been made, I suppose. Yes, solid beard. Solid beard. If painting black armor, do you bother recess shading with inks or anything? No, I don't shade black armor at all. My black armor is if I'm doing a really high-end job is, which, let's say Citadel. Abaddon Black, Eshin Gray, Dawnstone. Dawnstone for the edge highlight, with Eshin as a normal highlight. If I'm doing quick, it's just Abaddon and then Dawnstone on the edges. And I can give examples in like a second. I gotta pull them out of my bag to get really good examples. The bag of the army I brought to my brought to that tournament. So I was about to say, Justin, are you still here? I had something I wanted to update you on because we talked about it a little while back. Okay, there's a Eshin Gray and then Dawnstone guy. And where's an Eradicator? Here's a just Dawnstone guy. Now, there isn't like a massive amount of difference between them. At first, like at first glance, they look the same. But I think actually the... Oh, there's actually a slightly different... There's another slight difference. Okay. So this is just straight Abaddon Black, Eshin Gray, Dawnstone. And it's very clean. It looks really good from a high quality standpoint because it's got a bit of a gradient on every highlight, right? So, then, this guy did it differently. He's only Dawnstone. But on top of that, I also remembered that also I've been playing with this matte black technique, which is I airbrush all the black with Nuln Oil first. And I mats the black real hard, which I kind of like. I've not tried doing that with Eshin Gray then Dawnstone yet, because I was doing this in preparation for the tournament. But, yeah. So, that's an example of the difference there. Thanks for the, follow. Browsing Browser. That's a great name. That's, I love that username, man. That's really good. Man, I got 3 followers tonight. Let's go. Not a bot. I definitely didn't think you were a bot, man. Bots are not that clever. Only an Ooman can be that clever. A proper git. Alright, so... Red ink on Aquila. Do I have red ink on the palette? I do have red ink on the palette. Why is it so like... Oh, I didn't shake it enough. That's probably when weird. The ink came out of medium. Yeah, shake it. So I'm like, why is this red ink in a bunch of clear liquid? Because it separated from the medium. And these are things that when you like start studying painting and art and stuff and like the science behind it, you learn stuff like about, you know, mediums and pigments and stuff, and then you realize how you can play around with that with even like Citadel paints and how, like, why does white suck? Well, because its primary pigment is platinum. Nope, titanium. Definitely titanium. Which doesn't go well with mediums for the most part, so it's hard to get a good consistency, a good mix to do anything with. I'm gonna get dangerously close to other white here with this red, which I really gotta get a new sheet. You can't see it because it's a little washed out, and like all this is all white paint. Like it's different shades of white. When you get rich, buy those auto paint shakers and one for every paint pot, running 24/7. Yeah, there we go. That's how you keep everything silky smooth right there. It's like, you know when you see the people that have racks and the racks of 3D printers? It's just paint shakers. That's why I have it. Just a room full of paint shakers. It's gonna be super loud. But man, it's that silky paint. The only problem is every time I need a color, I have to get up and go into it will sound like a wind tunnel, effectively. Just endlessly. Like, it's... Okay, anyway. If I could just get one of those, that'd be great. You know, I'll put that as one of the stretch goals. Let's just... Get me one paint shaker. That'd be great. If you're wondering how to help that, the link trees in the chat. There's a bunch of different ways there. Pick your pick. none of them really get you anything right now except for the merch, but, you know, I'm working on ideas. Discord's still free for the moment, so if you're not in Discord, get in Discord, because it probably won't stay free forever. What you get for the Discord is, well, you get access to me basically all the time, because I'm always, aware of my Discord. Unless I'm asleep. And then, you also get notified every time I go live. Because I manually go in and put a @everyone, name of stream, link to stream. Tone knows. Unless he turned it off, he still gets those. Even when he's asleep. So I'm pretty sure you're asleep during my first stream. On Monday, yeah. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, an afternoon stream and an evening stream, but I'm Eastern. And let's see. Yeah, it's looking better. I'll go with that. Alright, let's start the weight. By start the weight, I mean clean up the weight. That weight there still looks pretty good. Alright, again, it's 4 a.m.-ish when the first stream starts. Yeah. Dude, you could just use me as your wake-up alarm. Okay, I just mixed red into it. You know, screw it. We're getting rid of this sheet. We're starting over. At 4 a.m., I mean, I don't know what kind of job you work. I know my first job for 4 years straight, I woke up at 5 a.m. to get into work for 7:15 a.m. and usually work till 4 or 5. Why am I picking that up? I don't need that. I need this. Yeah, there's a decent bit of paint I'm getting rid of here and some ink, but I need space. I almost made a very dark joke that I don't think would be appropriate. Yeah. We'll save that for Cards Against Humanity. Where are my sheets? Dude, we're getting a lively stream tonight. We've had almost the entire stream with 5 people on. This is a nice Friday night. It's honestly what I need to get affiliate for a quick side tangent. Because, like, you gotta get 50 followers first. Which, like, you know, you'll get that in time. And there are some other ones I've already gone, like, way past, like, number of unique days streamed and, like, number of hours and whatever. The big one, the hard one, is having within a rolling 30 days span have an average of 3 simultaneous viewers. I have never gone above 1.99, ironically. Hilariously. Can't even hit that 2. Which means for every amount, you know, every so long I go with 1 or 2 people watching, which is, you know, 2 people is usually my, yeah, like 1 or 2 people is like my average. I need like 5 people, like a while. Doesn't happen very often. Let's see. Alright. Anyway, back to painting. Matte Blade, which is the base coat. Which, for anyone wondering, yes, I airbrush on the base coat because it's the only way to get this silky smooth of white, because let's be honest, it's white. I raid others on occasion. Here's the, and I've gotten raided too. Here's the tricky bit with raiding, is that generally, if you're gonna raid, you should be raiding someone else. When you, it should be someone else around the same range of viewers as you, but B, you really should be coming in with a few viewers to, like, add. You know what I mean? It's kind of to come in when you have, like, 2 people, if that. Like, you know, rating someone else with 1 person. Like, yeah, people won't say it, but it does kind of look a bit more like you're trying to, like you're solely in it for the networking on your end, you know what I mean? So, like, for example, if we still had 5 people at the end of my stream, or, like, you know, in the last, like, you know, 10 to 15 minutes of my stream, I'd probably raid somebody. Yeah, right, duh. Thing is, I don't usually have 4 or 5 people in my stream. So yeah, I'll say right now, if we get to 9:45, and I got 5 people in my stream, I will raid somebody. And that's fair. I just like to have a standards of ensuring that I am giving as much as I am getting, if not more so. I'm always like a give more type. If I'm going to get involved in with somebody, I'm going to be giving everything I got. So for reference, when it comes up, I'm not going to be cleaning everything up perfectly. Because we actually just need it enough that the normal process of shading and highlighting the white will cover the rest. Means you don't actually need a ton of this perfect white. A lot of it's going to be covered by other paint. Free Range Studios. Bark Axe Miniatures. Bark Axe. That's an interesting name. Actually reminds me of this whole, I forget who was talking about. This concept, in fantasy, right? You have your enchanted weapon. Like, it's particularly in using, like, D&D rules. Like, enchanted things can't be destroyed through normal means, right? So if you took, you know, let's say with swords, right? Generally, one of the limiting factors on them is that the metal has to be of a certain like thickness to be able to maintain its structural integrity, which limits the amount of edge you can get out of it. But if you enchant something like, say, wood, it's suddenly indestructible, and you can actually get that way thinner, then you could realistically shape metal into. You got a thing. Raid. You'll be lurking. Cool, man. I appreciate the lurk. You know, I'm gonna put something in the command for lurk. I don't know what I'm gonna put in there, but I'm gonna put something in there for lurk. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Anyway, the concept was, you take wood, make it into a sword shape, very thin, very thin, like, edge. What was crude, I know. what was crude, Tone? Your message before that? Oh, I missed a message. What did what? Last message I see from you is at the at 4 a.m. thing, so I don't know. No idea, man. Man, I still can't believe I didn't try this with the music thing before. I've not had to change tracks, and I don't think since I put it on this genre selection, I've not had to change it. I've liked basically all of it, or I didn't notice it. Perfect. Alright. This is good for next step. It's good to begin actually working on the white itself. Let's go. So, we're about to get into some real bloody nonsense with the whites. This is gonna be a 4-step process to get this to a smooth, stark, clean white. 5 if you include cleanup. We start with contrast apothecary white, and that's gonna be our, I call it a broad recess shade. I'm gonna use a, I'm gonna keep using a size 0. To keep using. I wasn't using a size 0 before. I was using like a cheap size 1. Anyway. I mean, cheap size 1, but for whatever reason, though, those specific bristles are really good at a lot of stuff. Actually, pretty good set. I think my mom got from just like a craft store. They weren't expensive, but definitely worth it. Sometimes brushes are weird like that. Sometimes expensive brushes are like whatever, and then cheap brushes turn out to be really useful. Anyway, I'm going to be going out of my way to press the brush in so it spreads out a little bit, because I want this to expand a little bit. And basically, in combination with the other steps, it will create a bit of a gradient, a very subtle gradient. Nothing you gotta like blend or anything with. This is pretty low intensity gradient going on. Like you just apply stuff with a brush type gradient. It's not yeah, we got some more art. Going hard. No, some hard step music. Yeah. Brings me back to my teenage years. Yeah, California stuff. What was it? California Shuffle? Is that what it was called? Something like that. Art Style Shuffle. I mean, that's the one I always remember as hard style. There's also Jump Style. Jump Style is pretty fun. Anyway. Jump Style is just like the next level of Irish jig, in all reality. Every time I like, especially at like weddings, after everyone gets fairly drunk towards the end of the wedding, I'll occasionally like I'll wait till like something with a decent beat jumps out. I'll jump into some jump step, and everyone thinks I'm doing an Irish jig, which is pretty funny because actually there is some Irish in my family. Especially one of my cousins, like because of his dad, he's like very Irish. His mother's my aunt, but his dad's like very Irish, so it's usually him that picks up on immediately. It's like, you Irish jigging over there? I'm like, nah. This is one of those super urban, cringy dance styles called jump style. Love this whiskey and potatoes. You know what's funny about that? I don't know about potatoes, but I'm the whiskey guy. He sticks with beer. I still have not gotten properly drunk with him now that I think about it. Granted, he's been super busy for a while getting his master's in psychology. I gotta get drunk with him sometime. I've heard some crazy stories about when he gets drunk. Like I know I get way more drunk because I have the genetics for it. Like I got the drunk genetics. Like I can go hard alcoholic. And not actually become an alcoholic, but I've heard he really goes like just some kind of nuts. This apothecary way is getting really gummy. Let me I'm gonna pop just a little bit of thinner in there. You know, actually, it was a funny joke back in high school. So him and I are the same age. He's a bit younger than me, but same year effectively. And so we had a lot of the same friends in the high school. Even though I was actually homeschooled and he went to public school, but we were in the same town, actually like a couple blocks over. So a lot of the kids that lived in the neighborhood we knew, and you know, I'd hang out with them. We had a running joke about him. He had the luck of the Irish going because man, it felt like that. It felt like he was like anyone that played D&D with rogues knows about the luck rule. That's effectively what he had. Like it just somehow stuff always went right with him. He could just do the dumbest stuff. Not that he did it super often. He's a pretty smart guy, but when he wanted to do something dumb, he always got away with it. He was also a super try-hard with games. Oh man, we really ragged on him. Ragged on him. That's the term I'm looking for. Ragged on him for his try-hardness. Like, he would get so salty. That was great. Getting married next year. That's nuts to me. Like, he's in his 4th year of grad school and is getting married. He's a trooper. Anyway, enough about my cousin. I will talk about whiskey more. I'll definitely talk about whiskey more. You know, I could go for either bourbon or scotch. I like both. But my favorites are flavored ones. Like my go-to is Old Smoky Tennessee peanut butter whiskey, which actually I think I have an empty bottle of some next to me. Hold on. I do. Empty bottle, in case someone on Twitch watches this. This is all gone. You see, there's nothing in here. Or there's a little bit in here. Anyway, I'm not drinking it. Old Smoky Tennessee peanut butter whiskey. That's my go-to. Sorry, just doing some stuff around the house listening still. Yeah, no, you're cool, man. It's something I gotta get better at anyway. On Twitch, just talking to myself, in a way that's like, actually, what do you call it? Like, not legible, because that's reading, but coherent. Coherently talking to myself. I talk to myself all the time anyway, but man, would you have no idea what I was talking about. For my normal talking to myself conversations. No clue. Yeah, peanut butter whiskey, butterscotch whiskey. I found that and tried that once. That was okay. Was it butterscotch or was it salted caramel? You know, I think it might have been salted caramel. In any event, it was fairly good. Ironically, I got it because, actually, yeah, that's right. I didn't find it. Someone else was trying to buy me the peanut butter stuff and they couldn't find it. I'm like, oh, this looks good. I'm like, sure, I will try anything once. I know what I said. No, but especially with alcohol. And I need to go. It's been a while since I've gone drinking. I can't afford to right now. I mean, it also, especially with like the fitness stuff I'm trying to do right now. Really trying to focus down on losing weight because it feels like one of the few things I have like a lot of control over at the moment. As far as progressing my life forward. So really hitting the diet pretty hard, upping my workout as of earlier this week. And I am getting results. It's good. So yeah, almost done with this highlight. And man, this is this contrast's gone very gummy. It's very sticky. Might throw a whole bunch of thinner in the pot and mix it up. But you know, I'll wait till after this piece is done, in case that goes weird. I'll play around with that after stream, I think. I want to get around the Gorget here. I do appreciate the change in design with the Space Marine armor to have this huge Gorget as a standard issue, as Gorgets are a pretty good piece of armor, generally speaking. Generally good to not have someone have you easy access to your neck, especially because most of the time armor is not particularly thick there. I mean, medieval times, like, usually the best you're looking at is some chainmail. Which, granted, will, like, definitely help a not great sword blow, for example, to get in there, but, you know, a good sword blow, on the other hand, not so much. Depending on the sword. So, Gorget, pretty awesome. Even more so when you have, you know, weapons like you do in 40k. Oh, I didn't get under that top ab plate. Okay. That's that done. And yeah, part of the stickiness is that it's coming out very dark. It's very darker than it should. Which I suppose like the cleanup will help fix that. But yeah, it's not really supposed to be that dark. That's almost as dark as the next step, which is what they call the fine recess shade, which is going to go into the very, very, very inside corner of all the stuff to make it darker and make more of a gradient, like I mentioned before, of not quite black, like a dark gray to white. And that's going to be done by, whoop, as I throw the ball and landed it. Nice. This is a mix of 2-1-1. 2 parts Apothecary White, 1 part Black Templar, 1 part Lamian Medium. Because I'm doing a huge White Scars commission with, like, 20-something of these guys, I just made a whole bottle of it. So now I can just, you know, shake it up, pop some on the palette, and I'm not mixing, I'm not doing a chemistry equation every time I gotta shade some white armor, which is most of the time nowadays. It will be for like at least probably another 2 months if I had to guess. Because horrifically, it takes me an average of 2.5 to 3 days to finish an intercessor, start to finish. And I have 5 more intercessors, then 3 outriders, then 3 blade guard vets, then a blade guard ancient, a chaplain on bike, and then Kasara Khan. It's probably not the order I'm going to be painting them in. Kasara Khan is going to be last, but it's probably going to be more like I do all the intercessors, then I do like maybe the blade guard veteran. No, I should mix it up more. Maybe like the chaplain on a bike, and then the outriders, or something like that. I don't know. What keeps adjusting on my screen? And I look, and there's nothing new there. Yeah, you got it, Tone. Go get your mute. Blah, 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 blah. Your mutated dudes. Get your chaos spawn wannabe. Nah, if I'm not here when you get back, have a good one, man. Sure, I'll catch you in the next stream, or next nightly stream, anyway. But yeah, no, it's all good. Do what you gotta do. Never gotta apologize for life. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, order on painting the rest of these in. Kind of thinking the chaplain on bike next, so I can jump off infantry to, like, infantry troops to a character on bike. Yeah, you got it, Tone. Have a good one. And then from there, probably jump over to... I mean, if I'm not sick of bikes, I mean, I might end up being inspired to do more bikes, in which case I'll just jump right off that into doing the Outriders, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. Get all the bikes out of the way and then go over to the Blade Guard. If not, then I'll go from the Primaris Chaplain to the Blade Guard, and then probably the Ancient to wrap those up, or, you know, trying to mix it up so it doesn't feel nearly as soul-crushing as all these Assault Intercessors have been, which I did break up a little bit by the other squad of Outriders, but, yeah, I need these Intercessors done. Nope, that's not going in the recess at all. There we go, kinda. Yeah, it's a little darker than I would normally go for, but, yeah, like I said, fixing the cleanup. I think some of it is that on the legs, it wasn't staying only in the actual, like, inside of the recess very well. As for why it's the mix that it is, instead of just, like, doing black, like, just black lining it, you could do that. But this gives you a much more subtle, higher end look at the end when combined with the highlighting, and it's easier to spread than an actual paint because it's mostly contrast, which is, like, little bit thicker than a glaze. Which you thin it with Lamian medium because it's just medium, it's just clear liquid meant to thin out paint in a consistent way. So it ends up more akin to like a very highly controlled wash type consistency, or like a little bit thicker than a wash. I guess like around a glaze, you know, around a glaze consistency. That wasn't particularly well controlled, but oh well, you don't really see inside there very often anyway. So I'll put it right edge of this here, darken this transition. Alright, nice. I miscount earlier. Not 5 steps, 6 steps, because next we're actually going to take Black Templar straight and fill in all of these, I call them trenches, or, you know, indents, or whatever, all these, like, you know, little deep cuts into the plate. Nope, I still don't know what's causing things on my screen to jump. It's either in the chat or the... I don't know. Weird. Anyway. Alright, what am I doing? Black Templar. Sorry, I got lost in my head a little bit there. Being pinged on Discord. Is it something I care about? No. No, not really. Just in case it was something I needed to care about, like someone on my Discord, for example, or one of the couple servers I mod in. But no. It isn't one of the servers I mod in, but it's actually just people looking for people to voice chat with. Because would you believe it, I am a mod in a political server. Because somehow that happened. Someone thought that was actually a good idea. Sometimes I think they did to me as a joke. Because my positions are generally very anti-authoritarian. It's like very libertarian. So they're like, ah, here's power. Now you are the government. I'm like, oh no. Alright, yeah, that actually looks that's pretty clean. Yeah, size 0 sable brushes can make this, if you're real careful with it and you get it working with you, pretty clean. As I was just saying that, I messed it up a little bit, but it's not crazy. It's not nearly as bad as it could be. Can make this a pretty clean process. Or it can be me and completely screw it up multiple times over. Yeah, that got pretty messy at the end. Yeah, I don't know. It was going good a second ago. Y'all saw it. I have it on camera. It's on the record. I'll pull up the security cam footage. Yeah, just remind me of the Russian Badger Among Us video where he's like, you pulled up CCTV footage. He's like, I got you in 4K. He wasn't even talking about like the cams in the game. It was through what's that called? The game like recording, not OBS, because that's the one I use. So like obviously I know that. The other one, gaming recordio, stuff with like whatever has shadow play. Is that Elgato? I don't think it is. I think it's like Sony or something. Anyway, whoever's got shadow play, it was pretty funny. Using them streamer privileges to get the edge in Among Us. To be fair, they're not Among Us streamers, so I suppose that's fine for the lulz. They're very generalist. It wasn't Russian Badger that did that, by the way. Russian Badger was the one calling him out. I don't remember who it was. It was someone in his group. I missed a spot with all the previous shares. I'm fairly annoyed by it. I gotta fix that spot too. They're both in the same spot. It's the forward angle of the... What do you call it? The ankle whatever those are, ankle covers, ankle plates, circle things. Also, I missed damn circle here. It's actually pretty hard to get the brush to like go in a circle, a thin point only circle. I keep getting. Let me lower the camera here because I keep doing this so I can get closer to the thing. Oh, actually, I missed all the ones back here, too. Oh, now I'm up here again. I know, I'm terrible. Really bad at this whole painting thing. Awful. I don't know why I even bother. Throw all, like... Oh, I don't even know how many dollars worth of painting stuff this is. Hundreds, at least. We're all like $500 worth of painting stuff out the window. My tiny 1 foot by 1 foot window, because I'm in the basement. I don't know how off camera I was for all that, but there you go. At least got that on cam. There you go. So now the trenches are like I consider like 85% black line because it's not actual perfectly black in reality. It dries just slightest bit lighter than black. Anyway. We're getting it. That's looking pretty good though. Actually need a little bit. I don't know if you see on the sides there. Not enough black on the side to see them from the sides. There we go. Yeah, and those will clean up in the highlight stage. Cool. I do gotta fix the forward segment of vehicle plate. Oh, on the inside. Oh, getting tired. Yeah, half hour to go. I can do this. I can do this. Paint on the cam and talk to yourself for 30 minutes. Go. What am I going to talk about? I mean, the thing now on my mind now I think about is what I'm going to be doing after, which I'm really looking forward to. I mean, there's a chance I'll end up playing Fortnite with my ex, but what I'm actually looking forward to do is Sword of the Stars 2, End of Flesh, which is a 4X hybrid strategy game. What I mean by that is that's both turn-based and real-time. Yo, something jumped on my screen again. What was that, and why was that? There's nothing new on the screen. Nothing new updated. But why? Anyway, I keep thinking, oh, did someone throw something in chat? No, it's not in the chat. Someone followed. No, there's no one new to follow. Like, what is that and why? Anyway, the, Yo, why is, Oh, okay. I was about to say, why does Tone have the crown thing now that I think about it in the chat? Did I give him something and forgot? Nah, he just has Prime. Like, oh yeah, I can't give anyone anything in chat, yeah. I wanna, I'd like to. I'd love to give you guys stuff. But I haven't unlocked it yet. guys gotta keep watching for me to get that. Anyway. I say anyway a lot. Right, I was talking about Sword of the Stars. So, Empire Man... This is the first one. First Sword of the Stars. It's probably, like, proven to be my favorite video game of all time, and just based off the fact that, off and on, I've been playing it for 15 years. And I still enjoy it. I still like it. It came out in 2006. I started playing around 2007-ish, and I still off and on play it. And what's crazy about that is that normally I play a lot of, like, PvP stuff, and I've never played that game against a human. Partially because it's so niche. Such a niche, like, whole classic game that I've never found anyone else. Like, I've never met another person that actually liked that kind of game. I've never played it against another human. So, for 15 years, I've been playing against AI and still liking it. And it actually was originally designed to be a primarily PvP, like, risk-type game. Where, like, these matches, these games, they're like campaigns that last. They're campaigns of campaigns. And the whole thing lasts, like, weeks to months. I've had games against AI that last for months. Because they're so big and so involved. But anyway, like, you can have a single campaign that'll be hundreds of hours input into it before you finish, depending on how you set up your winning scenario. You can make it way shorter than that in a bunch of different ways, but that's not unheard of in the especially the crazy matches I like to do. So I like to get real deep in that tech tree and make, like, real big stuff and a lot of stuff, and I like super massive nonsense. So what got me into Warhammer was the scale of it, like, bigger, more crazy. Anyway, so, alright, so it's turn-based and real-time. Turn-based, you got Empire Management, which, you have a 3D star map with full camera spin around everything, focusing on the different stars, for the different planets. First game is just each star is a planet, effectively. It's like a single planet, and you gotta work with that. And in the second game, it turns into full solar systems. So you go and survey a star, and, you know, you can tell from a distance if it has any planets, or just, like, it could have just asteroids, for example. Or it could just be a lone star. Or it could have one planet, two planet, but you can have full... I mean, they have the entire Sol system up to, like, Uranus. So you can have that many planets and moons that are colonizable. So, like, it can get pretty in-depth. Whenever you find stars like that, by the way, you shoot for them. Like primary objective there is stars like that. When I see one of those, I'm after it so hard. Like, it's not just the amount of resources, also, like, allows you to do more stuff. You can build more stations and field more, like, host more fleets around a system with a lot of, this is the wrong pot. Highlight is going to be Core X White. Anyway, so turn-based, so the Empire Management, it's where you research your tech, which is a dynamic, semi-randomized tech tree. A lot of stuff going on. You won't even necessarily get access to the entire tech tree in a single game. In fact, you usually don't, although you can find other tech you wouldn't otherwise have access to through through salvaging recent battles. Basically, if you go into a battle with a enemy empire, or even some of the random events, and you have a repair and salvage ship in the fleet that is repairing stuff, they can pick up salvage from the enemy, and it can sometimes give you research, salvage research things, enabling you to research stuff otherwise inaccessible. Which I think is really a really cool feature. Then from there, you can design your ships, and I mean, like, every little facet of the ship. The basic premise is all ships have 3 segments: a well, all proper line ships. There are like specialist stuff like drones and assault shuttles and defense platforms and stuff. But like line ships, your like standard ship is three modules: command, mission, engine, which you can select out of a whole list of ones that you can unlock for all three, which all have like, you know, you have checkbox upgrades like the armor type, for example. Then you have every individual weapons battery, of which there's many sizes and subtypes. You can select weapons individually for each weapon bank. And in the second game, you can get modules, which are like additional stuff of all kinds, depending on where on the ship it is. So like in towards the engine might be additional reactors, for example. Or in the command, it might be like, there's a thing that allows you to use psionic abilities, because there is psionics in the game. Like my favorite faction, the Lear, are effectively telepathic, telekinetic, empathic dolphins slash whales. Yeah, I know what I said. So you can have a module that gives the ship the ability to have psionic abilities that you have to research. Or it could be an additional torpedo tube, which torpedoes are super powerful, so like that's pretty strong. Or a heavy, what are they called? Combat laser batteries. I usually refer them to like the actual type it is, but yeah, heavy combat laser, which are like fixed mounted lasers meant for punching right through heavy ship armor. It can get pretty nasty, but they can't move. They're so big and powerful, they're only ever pointing forward until you get to the supersized ships in the second game. They don't even have the option of being on a swivel in the first game. And they have like a lot of like niche stuff. You got different types of shields you can get. Like shields aren't even necessarily like super common. Necessarily like you can have them, but you often have to give up other specialties on your ships, which could be, you know, might be better off having more guns and just relying on armor, which you can get away with. I actually like the game I'm playing right now with Lear, which by the way also have like the weakest ships, mathematically speaking. But they make up for it because they research tech the fastest, like by a long shot. So my ship's like, yeah, it might be mathematically weaker as far as like amount of health and like the design of where the weapon turrets are. But they're always higher tech than everyone else. It's usually enough to carry the day. Usually. And so like right now, I'm not even using shields. I have not researched any of the shields because I'd rather just have whatever, you know, because usually it's a fair chunk of the capability of that section of the ship. Like on cruisers, it would usually be like at least your command. The stronger ones, it'll be your mission. So that's your, so like instead of being barrage with a ton of long range weapons, you just got shields. So you're just a tough ship with a couple guns. Instead of like an okay ship with like several dozen guns. Of all kinds. Usually in my experience, like you can kind of, at least against AI, a lot of time you can get away with just like armor and like good point defense weapons. Because the AI really likes missiles. For some reason. I mean, yeah, missiles can be really powerful, but guess what? They're stopped pretty hard and fast once you get good point defense weapons. I mean, like, really hard and fast. Like, I currently have the best point defense weapons I'm aware of in the game, and in the second game, and it takes, at my last test on a cruiser, which is the smallest line battleship I can put forward, 55 missiles before they break through my point defense systems. That's a stupid amount of missiles to put up against a cruiser at a single time. Like that's your whole combat fleet's worth of missiles, and you made that combat fleet out of missile boats. It's just like, this is dumb. There's a lot of depth in this. Oh yeah, I was saying some other crap like stealth armor is a thing. You get tons of drones. One of my favorite things is battle riders, which is you have a ship that's dedicated to bringing in a bunch of this size class ships smaller than them in, except they're stripped of their FTL stuff and a lot of crew compartments, and just shoved in more weapons and armor. These crew compartments is actually a thing. So it's just a ton of guns and armor on this little frame, which is actually like really brutal if you do just a ton of that, because you come in with let's say you come in with 5 dreadnoughts, which are pretty potent. They're like they're the middle line ship for late game in the second game, right? Come in with 6 dreadnoughts. One of them is command, so that one, like CNC, so that one's not doing battle riders, obviously, but the rest are doing battle riders. That can be, let's see, they're 9 battle riders, which is the old destroyer size. So that's like, we'll call it small. So 9 small ships per dreadnought, or 3 cruisers per dreadnought. So like you could come in and have, I mean, if you did all 5 with the standard battle riders, which are the destroyers, not the battle cruisers, you could come in with 45 cruisers. Which then, if you made them all torpedo boats, as opposed to missile boats, torpedo boats, oh man, not even including the dreadnoughts, which can also, like, even while carrying the battle riders, can have a bunch of torpedoes as well. Like, we're talking 5 or 6 torpedoes. These are like antimatter torpedoes and crap, like fusion torpedoes, antimatter torpedoes, gravitonic torpedoes, all types of crazy crap. 45 times 2, you're looking at 90 antimatter. Let's say the antimatter burst torpedo that like it gets close and then bursts into a bunch of smaller ones to swarm their point defense. 90 of those just off the little boats. They also, like, by the way, also have point defense systems of their own. So like really, like, nothing that can get shot down before it hits a target is going to touch anything in my fleet. Doing it that way. I'd still rather take the cruisers, though. It would be a lot fewer. Be 3 per 15 cruisers, but they also come with heavy missiles, which have a chance of getting hit several times by point defense stuff before getting shot down. So they actually, like, will often hit. They shoot 2 of those, have 3 or 4 torpedo tubes, and some of the heavy combat lasers. And these are getting carried by larger ships. It's absurd. The scale sometimes is crazy, especially when you get multiple factions fighting in the same system. It's nuts. Brilliant. And I still haven't even touched the largest ship in the game, in description or in my current current campaign. Which I'm in turn 200 in, like, the 230s, I think. Been at it for a few weeks. I'm getting towards the end. I'm starting to unlock the really esoteric tech, like the gravity stuff. I have a heavy beam weapon. It's not the same as a heavy combat laser. Heavy beams can be on turrets. A beam weapon that does like decent damage, not the most damage, but because it does bursts of gravity as well, it actually messes with the target ship's internal superstructure, which can cause like complex systems inside to massively fail, and sometimes the ship just like suddenly explodes like on its own because it just crumples it on itself. Its superstructure like just ceases to exist effectively. I just have like a chance of an auto kill like all the time, and I have these like all over my ship, all over my ships now. And on some of them, I also threw on like an inertia cannons, which is, you know, slows them down, but also because the slowing down is like sun also messes with their superstructure. And my heavy missiles that I mentioned actually fire a, like on their way in to hit, they shoot a heavy combat laser. It looks kind of like in the Astartes short, the independent one that's super famous. When they're what's it called? The pod. What's the pod called? Ugh. The boarding pod. When the boarding pod hits the ship and it shoots the cutting lasers to cut into the hull to let the pod in. That's what the missiles look like when they impact. Friggin' awesome. But yep. Ironically, I'm about to build up. I just finished developing my or designing my what I call my third generation of ships. Because I'll research a bunch of tech and then implement them into my ships. Because you have to prototype new ships, and some of these, like you can what's it called? I don't remember now. You can upgrade old ships. It's just you can't do it for all techs. Some techs require a new ship entirely. And it's enough techs that I'm like, okay, I'm doing this in waves where I research a bunch of tech and then I implement them all into like a whole new generation of ships. And I phase out the old ships. Whether it be through battle or just recycling, because they have to get a couple certain techs. It's actually pretty efficient to recycle ships. You get a lot of the value back. And they don't really get experience per se. You can discover traits in a ship design that all the ships will have that will be extra, but it can be good and bad. Stuff like extra rate of fire, extra accuracy, or like inefficiency of power systems, which affects everything from thrust to rate of fire with energy weapons. Because they're also ballistics. I just don't use them very often, but there are some crazy ballistics. Like thumpers. You shoot this pretty large shot. It's just like a cannonball, and it explodes in every direction because the combat is real time. I somehow missed mentioning that. That's how it's hybrid. 3D with physics effects on the ships and actual like live weapons tracking, in the sense that like turrets actually point at and then shoot out whatever thing is they're shooting, and it has to like actually hit the thing, like its actual ballistic trajectory on everything. So actually designing your ships with where the weapon banks are is actually very important, because like say for example a turret in the engine facing backwards won't be able to always turn around and shoot everything in front all the time. In fact, most of the time it won't. So you gotta keep that in mind. Is this gonna be a ship that's gonna be in the middle of the combat, and you know having an actual turret that shoots like beams or ballistics might make sense back there. But if it's gonna be in the back as a support vessel, like a repair ship or something, that's not supposed to get in the middle of the fight, and you may want to put like a missile bank or something on, something that can fly out and then guide itself to its target, regardless of what direction the turret's facing. But anyway, so the Thumper. So all of the ballistic stuff is really good at knocking ships around and messing up their shooting because it actually shifts them in the thing. In fact, small ships just get flung like nuts when they get hit with larger calibers of ballistics. So it's really funny dispersal thing. Ironically, it's actually especially effective against my faction because the way our ships work is very affected by inertia. All the factions have different engine types that do different mechanical things. It's not just fluff in the lore. They do different things mechanically. So like humans, their drive is like train railroads. They're called nodes, where some certain stars and different points in the universe have natural emergences of these extra dimensional pathways that humans use through the node travel, and then they use like more standardized just whatever, like standard spaceship thrusters, like as we know them in system, right? So they have to pick and choose where they go in the Empire management very carefully, because they can only go like like you see it all on the map. Like you can only go from this system to these systems, kind of thing. It's all connected in front of you. How mine, the Lear, they work is that it's teleporting super small distances, like infinitesimally small distances, unimaginably quickly. Like it's very fast rate of activation, not rate of fire, I suppose, but rate of activation. So it's really, really rapid teleportation, very small distances, which allows me to go in like any direction I want, and it's pretty reliable, but it's heavily affected by gravity and inertia because I use the same systems in system, like in Sublight. So anything gravity or inertia or like with ballistics, because I don't actually have inertia, so to speak, which gives me a lot of maneuverability. Like I don't really have drag necessarily when I turn. Like a little bit, not much though, very little. It's usually more a drag in the direction of the biggest point of gravity near me, which is really interesting how they actually physics that out. Like when you're near the sun of a system, that's the direction you will drag a little bit towards when you turn sharply. So you get hit with ballistics and essentially spiraling out on a small ship. It's actually pretty hard to correct. And it's really good at disrupting small ships of the Lear. It's pretty funny. Even like larger ships will get shifted like a lot more than you'd expect from really high ballistic calibers, which I haven't seen them in the second game, but I know in the first game especially, there was a Dreadnought class, which was the largest ship class in the first game. Like when people started fielding Dreadnoughts, you knew it was late game and that people were dying. They were really, really hard to kill and killed next to everything in front of them. But there was a type in the ballistics tree, a technology for sieging planets, and it looked like, at least on the human one, I didn't really see what it looked like on the other species, because the game that I actually got in was a human one, because I was just doing humans with ballistics as like a roleplay thing years ago, and it looked like a ginormous like 6-shooter. Had this huge rail going down the whole length and then some of the ship, These are massive ships, by the way. At least if their size is actually in proportion to all the crap around them in the system. Like, these things are like kilometers and kilometers long. This huge railgun system with these giant, like, 6-shooter style cylinders of these massive ballistic shots that are meant to, like, just knock chunks out of a planet, like, so hard. You shoot it, like, 2 or 3 times, everyone on that planet's dead. Completely dusted. It was nuts. I can only imagine shooting shooting a ship with that, which actually the Leviathans are a big enough target that would kind of make sense to shoot that at. If they still have those as dreadnought mounts in the second game, which, you know what, I might, before the game runs out, run out of other things to research, because I go through science so quickly that I might go up to Ballistic Tree just to find out if that still exists, because that'd be really funny. Smack a Leviathan in the side with a planet-busting ballistic shot. Just solid, depleted uranium or neutronium or whatever. Basically hitting them with, like, the asteroid that knocked out the dinosaurs. If not bigger. Probably bigger, actually. You see this thing, Earth, I want to say, is like a size 6 planet, and they go from 1 to 10 of planets you can colonize and utilize. So, like, yeah, I think something designed to knock out a planet larger than that. So I did notice that it is now 10. I'm gonna wrap up this boot. And then call it. That was actually pretty good to keep my mind going for the last half hour there. Hope you guys didn't mind my rambling about a game no one's ever heard of. Probably be pretty boring to stream, but people want it streamed. Feel free to let me know. I know basically everyone in here right now is a lurker. That's okay. I'm fully fine with lurkers. Just throwing it out there. Okay, this is like, ironically, my first weird track I wasn't so sure about, and it's like right as I'm wrapping up. I noticed that the ankle one's the last things I hadn't done yet. I'm just gonna do those, so when I pick painting back up again, which will probably be sometime tomorrow, the highlighting's all done. Okay, that track's over. That track was a bit much. Yeah, one needs it too. Alright. That's most of the way done. This thing needs Void Scar, and this segment is complete. Alright, so that's the stream. I am gonna call it here. I will be back Monday at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. You can use the Linktree link in the chat to get to all of my socials, where you can see pictures of my finished work and where you can interact with me, like the Discord. I definitely recommend getting in the Discord, as you do get a notification every time I go live through there, as well as updates as to the stuff that's going on, like when I suddenly can't go live because of technical problems, or I just can't physically do it for one reason or the other. As well as talking to me about painting, and then you have my website, which is the last link currently in the chat, which will take you to where you can order a commission done by me, or check out the merch shop, which has stuff like oh, I'm super zoomed in. Has this mug. Warning: this is a coffee mug, not a brush rinse cup. Designed by me. All prices are exactly as you see them. They do include shipping already in them and taxes and everything. So when it says 25 for 11-ounce mug, it's 25 no matter where you are in the world, and you can get it there, wherever that may be. Also, some shirts and stuff, and I intend on expanding that line in time. It's just I'm designing them all by myself, and I've got a lot of stuff going on, like this commission, for example. It takes a lot of time, but it's not even just painting stuff. There's also an Among Us one in there. I'm currently working on a D&D line, and to be honest, the more support I get from you guys, the more time I can put into stuff like that, designing more cool stuff, or even getting a hold even better artists of that kind to design stuff. But yeah, even just watching the streams, following the channels, helps massively. Especially trying to get to that affiliate goal. Let's hit that 50 followers, 3 simultaneous viewers average in a month. We can do it. We made big progress today because we had 3, 4, 5 people almost the entire stream. That was huge. Thank you guys so much. That upped the numbers quite a bit, just in the one stream. You know, we only need a few streams of like 5, 6, 7 people in it, and we will hit it. It's a rolling thing. So the more good streams we have, the quicker we hit that. So, all right. I've been basically tabletop. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you guys Monday.